Alright, we're here at Rudy's Fall 2019. We came down Thursday. We rolled in this morning around 6 o'clock for testing today. So coming into this weekend, it's the season finale and pretty tight points race in a couple of different classes, the Pro Mod class being one. So we were fortunate enough to come into the weekend with a 22-point lead over Rawlings Barnes. We've been, I'd like to say we've been back and forth with him quite a bit this year, but he had the points lead a lot of the year, and we've been able to win a couple of the most recent races, which we're able to regain the points lead. So really tight going into the weekend, a couple of scenarios that can play out, but pretty much as far as points go, it's us and Rawlings have a really decent shot at it. Ben Shaddy is definitely still a factor in the equation. He has a few more things that have to go right for him, but I believe he's like 30 points behind, so I think that would require both us and Rawlings to go out first round, and Ben would need to win it all, and then it would still be a really close race. So should be a lot of fun racing this weekend. Pro Street should also be a ton of fun this weekend. Not much of a points chase there. Johnny Gilbert has that all but tied up. But what should be a lot of fun is watching the guys hunt for 4-second passes, especially in qualifying. Johnny Gilbert and Derek Rose have both been right on the doorstep. I believe they went 5:04 was the best time between the two in Florida. So they're right there, and they think they've got more. Hot Shot Secret has put up a bounty, I believe $500 cash or $1,000 product if one of those guys, or any of the other guys for that matter, are able to go at 4 seconds this weekend. And in the Firepunk 590 index class, we also have some pretty tight race there. Mindy Jackson has been piloting their Ford Lightning this year. She's been pretty deadly on the tree especially, and has been running the number pretty consistently, so she's been a really tough competitor. She's got the points lead. Paul Cato is 11 points behind her, which is equal to a first round win. So really one round further than what Mindy goes would let him take over that points lead. As for the other three classes, 670, 770, and ET, we're just going to say those points races aren't near as close as what they are in a lot of the pro categories. Landon's got a really commanding lead in 670, and Ryan Riddle has a really big lead, I believe close to 100 points lead in both 770 and ET. So they would need a lot of things to go wrong. They need a really big class of a field of trucks, and the second place person would have to put on an event win for them to get in trouble. So those classes aren't near as tightly contested as the pro classes this weekend. But all in all, should be a really good weekend of racing. Looks like we're going to have great weather for Saturday. They're forecasting 72 degrees and sunny, so can't complain about that at Rudy's.
$54. Around 43 with a 7. You saw it down there. About 57 with a 4 at 165.
Just got back from not E1, Sorry, we just got back from Q1 and had a little bit interesting of a pass. Larson decided to not drive it down the groove. No, we have a little bit of a fuel leak. Larson saw it in the cab soon after he launched, and we're guessing that that got under the tire a little bit and it got him out of the groove a little. We were still able to drive it to a 445, I believe it was, at 153. He let out considerably early. So overall, decent start, and we're looking to find the fuel leak. Haven't quite figured out where it's coming from yet, but nothing that should keep us from racing the rest of the weekend.
Very nice. You're up.
Doing racing.
$360, I do believe. We just did a practice tree tournament. Mindy brought her practice tree, and we had, I think, 18 people buy in at 20 bucks a piece. And I don't know how, but somehow I made it through everybody and was able to win it all. So pretty pumped about that right now. We did 3 tries for everybody, which put everybody on a ladder. Your best time put everybody in a position, and then we just did a single elimination bracket. So a lot of fun, good times.
.605 with a 6. .518 with a 7.
Alright, so it's Saturday here at the Rudy'S Fall Truck Jam, and we finished up qualifying this morning. We put down a 440 pass at 170 mile an hour. Really exactly what we were shooting for. We were looking for a pretty safe A to B pass that we knew would go down the track straight. Especially with the big change in weather today, we dropped about 30 degrees, and which completely changes the horsepower of that the truck makes. Also completely changes the track. So we were just really looking for a baseline that we knew was going to work well, and everything went okay with that. So now going into eliminations, round 1, we have Steve Royalty with his 2000 Dakota. Known as Climate Change, is who we drew for first round. So hopefully we can get through the first round. If we do that, the winner of our pairing gets the bye to the final. So going to go up and do that. As far as points go, either we need to win the first round or Rawlings Barnes needs to lose the first round. Either one of those, I believe, would tie up the championship, or would win us the championship. So hopefully if we can all do our job and the truck does what it's supposed to do, we'll be moving on to round 2 and looking for bigger and better things. Against Royalty, everything went pretty well, aside from we had a pretty long period of time that we were on the limiter on the starting line. From the time that we got on the limiter to the time that we launched was 9.4 seconds. And the transmission, the torque converter specifically, builds a lot of heat when you do that. So we're sitting there holding a lot of power back, not letting it go anywhere, which creates extreme turbulence in the fluid and overheats it rapidly. So we came back, we cooled the transmission down a little bit, and we're doing an oil change or a transmission fluid change between rounds. If you could smell what it's like, you would know most definitely it was cooked. It turns kind of an orange, almost clear color when it gets cooked that bad, and it smells really sulfury, really bad. So just doing a quick fluid change, gonna finish getting it cooled down. We should be good for our buy run. So we get a buy run to the finals. We're gonna use that to experiment a little bit and see what kind of power we can throw at it and see if it'll stick it and go straight.
And the girl, the rookie, shows up the championship. Oh, the truck makes a big left-hand turn. Rudy keeps it off the wall.
Well, racing's all done here at Rudy's fall, and the season is over, and we were fortunate enough to win the points championships. That's really what we came here to do today. I would have liked to top it all off with a bonus of a win, but instead we came up just a little bit short in the finals against Wade. Congratulations to those guys for coming out and winning the first race that they bring the car to. They've got really good team over there. Seems like they have a lot of knowledge and figured a lot of stuff out really fast with a pretty cool new chassis. And we put on a really good drag race there in the final. We kind of went back and forth trying to figure out what tune-up we should load up in it, and ended up going back to kind of our safe tune-up that we know would go down the track. We're fighting cool temps, and we really, both of us and Wade's team, kind of struggled to figure out exactly what the track would take and what it would like today. But what we ended up with was our 440 to their 439 with an 8. And I believe Wade also had us on the tree by 3,000. So really good side-by-side drag race. It was a whole lot of fun, and a really good way to wrap up the season for ODSS.